call the meeting to order. First order of business, and we'll do the pledge of allegiance, please. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, how's everybody doing tonight? Okay, I hope. Okay, the first order of business, we'll review the public minutes from last meeting. All three of us were present. And I'll entertain a motion from either one of you on this subject.
Motion to approve minutes dated December 5, 2023.
All in favor?
No, you second it?
Oh, second.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Right, okay. Also, we had non-public minutes. You've also got your copies of those electronically. Would entertain a motion to accept those minutes as well.
Motion to approve non-public meeting minutes of December 15, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Lil, you'll have both sets right here. Oh, I'm looking for you over there. You're over there. Okay, yeah, put them over there.
She gets around, you know.
Okay, Chief, that brings us right to you.
Okay, not too much stuff tonight, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Okay, sure.
All our Christmas activities are over, so we finished up our giving tree thing. We'd like to thank everybody from the town who helped out with people, some families in need. They all got all their donations and stuff together. And also we did the Santa parade as well with the fire department. And we'll give Melissa a thumbs up. She did a great job organizing both of those. And
Two big projects right there.
yeah, and it keeps us in good with the townspeople and everything. And I think
It's a good public relations activity.
yeah. Let's see what else. We got our first of I think 4 elections coming up. Primary is 2 Tuesdays from now, so we'll have somebody down there for that. I don't think that would be as big a deal as obviously the election, but there's a lot of elections this year, so we're gonna kind of make sure we always have an officer down there and keep everybody moving along, and that should go all right.
And then you got the deliberative session as well.
Yeah, and then they have the regular presidential election. We have the town elections
Yeah.
as well, so it's like 4 different things.
4 elections over the course of 2024.
Yeah, so it's a big deal.
Okay.
What else? We had a little update. I don't know if we could have saved this for old business. We're gonna throw it out now for the crosswalk update. I don't know, Joe has.
Nobody's told me anything.
So, I've been contacted by Waterworks, and apparently they want to do a lot of improvements down at the front park area, where they kind of need the cooperation of the town. And part of that updates they want to do is they want to put a crosswalk in on the bypass, but as part of that project, they're going to look at doing one on Manchester Road as well, like funding it. So they're trying to do some federal stuff. So there might be some involvement this year with us, having to go to some hearings or whatever they're doing for federal money. They're going to try to get some federal grants. I guess that's owned by the railroad. That trail itself is still owned by
Could be.
whatever railroad
Yeah.
owned it originally.
The old Pan Am Railroad used to own railroad tracks near my Dairy Queen.
So they have to be involved as well.
Yeah.
There's a volunteer group that maintains that for them. There's some kind of trail group that maintains that, and they want to get them involved as well. So there might be some more stuff happening this year with that, because they want to.
So you
Good, so
Yeah.
I started the ball rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us-
So they
let us
looked at
spark under everybody's,
Exactly, so it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
They want to put one on the bypass, but further down from where, how the trail crosses right by the traffic circle, they feel that's too close, which it is. It wouldn't meet the state standards. So they want to somehow move that whole thing down, even the driveway that goes in there. They want to move everything away from the traffic circle.
It's real close to it, as soon as you
Yeah.
get out of traffic circle.
Yeah, which is
the
all a
people
good
are
idea.
taking a
Yeah,
left.
I think it's all a good idea. So, right, maybe that'll work out to something that we didn't even
There
plan
you
for,
go.
that'll make it a lot safer for the whole area down.
there you go.
Okay, we'll put, since Pete's here, we'll put Pete on the spot. Our CIT program's going pretty good, our intervention team has been going good. Pete's in charge of that, and we did a training in November.
Come on up, Pete.
Oh, That's okay. So we did some training in November where some spouses, your spouses were allowed to come to learn about different kinds of stresses that police officers have and stuff. But all those guys, I think, are trained now, pretty sure. Maybe not, I don't know if the other towns for sure, but our guys are all trained, so now we can do like our own, what do they call that? The stress debriefings and that kind of stuff. We can do all that, our own stuff now. And they're all on call for, if guys are in need of help and stuff like that. So it's
I mean, if they were exposed to a grizzly
Exactly.
scene
Yep.
or something
Yep.
of that
Yeah,
nature.
guys can get called out, we do our own
Yeah.
debriefings or that kind of stuff.
With that, do you include the fire department in that
Yep,
too?
yep,
Okay.
oh, we do, our town does, we've done a couple of joint ones with
Yeah.
the fire department.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yep, so
Okay.
that looks pretty good. And I have some other stuff under neighborhood watch and old business, but that's it.
Okay, well, we can address that when we address the neighborhood watch. So the lieutenant's not here, you're gonna cover.
James is gonna come.
Okay, James, hey, James, how you doing?
Just go over some December numbers.
Yeah.
So for self-generated reports, we had about 20 of them. Arrests, we had 8 in the month of December, and then for motor vehicle stops, we had 209. And give you want some year-end numbers?
Sure.
How does that compare with 2022 for calls?
I think we were actually like 100 or so short than
Of
last
less-
year, but not.
Because you know,
not
they've
even
had some things on TV just recently of the stresses that the fire departments and first
Yep.
responders are having. And they highlighted some towns or cities that had an increase in, first
We
responder.
were pretty steady, so no
So
more than
pretty
100
steady.
or so difference.
Yep, okay, yep.
There have been overall, I think, a lot of medical calls, like not just in our town, but all the towns around, especially Manchester area. That's probably the busiest thing going on
Right now.
is the medical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Arrests were up too.
Arrests
Our
from
arrests
last
were
year.
up.
Oh, arrests
I
were
think
up
we
too.
had just about 100 last year.
Yeah.
133
Oh.
this year, so.
So you had 133 arrests this year, in
Yep.
23? Over like 122.
Yeah, just about around 100 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The year before.
yeah, 22.
20 stop sign, motor vehicle stops, I'm just looking, 20 stop sign. Just in the last few days, I've seen 3 people stop right there at the exit 2. They roll through that exit all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, they don't even, some of them don't even stop, they just,
Especially on the west side, coming off the west.
Yeah.
That, and taking right on to go by the mobile there.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worse going west than east, yeah. I see it more because I'm always on, going east, so, all right.
Yeah, so, your numbers, for this year for arrests were 100, well, I say this year, last year, 133. And we had about 2,100 car stops.
I saw that.
Yeah, so, we got some new officers that are pretty active, so they're getting out there.
I bet you pulled 2021 just for the heck of it, motor vehicle stops, like we got there, and you had 2091. I say you're way ahead of that. And in other words, you're doing more vehicle stops now than I think you did 2 years ago.
Yeah, probably, because we
Yeah,
haven't.
you got a young crew, a younger crew, energetic, and that's what I think's happening.
Yeah, plus there's just more people out, it was like real quiet during the whole COVID years.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
All right, well, that's great. Any questions for James? Thank you, James.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, you have anything else, James?
I was gonna add that, so our canine officer.
Yeah.
He graduated in December, so his dog, so he's, all set here now.
He's got his own cruiser, K9 cruiser?
Yeah, I think he's gonna do drug school, I think in the spring, I think. So once he's done that, he'll really be full-fledged out there. And then all the officers completed their yearly training, now we gotta start doing it all over again this year. So everybody got their hours in. And then we had an officer just come back from military
Yes.
for a year, so.
Is he back on the schedule?
He will be, right?
He's
January.
coming back.
Yep.
Oh, he's coming back soon?
Yep.
Yeah, I think this Saturday he starts.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, we've been, that was over a year.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we're full force, ready to go.
fantastic. Anything else, James?
That's it.
Okay, you guys have anything else to say? Okay, thank you very much. All right. Hello, Steve?
Hello there.
All right, so what's new with the neighborhood watch going into the new year?
Well, like we were saying earlier, it's been very, very quiet this Christmas, and a lot of that has to do with the rainy weather too. People are just kind of staying home.
Yeah.
But I did, I think I mentioned last time, I did get together with Melissa and kind of went over the breakdown of how we're gonna section out the town on different sections and having distributions on emails going out to 3 different groups because of being able to handle the volume, mainly because we're getting such a large amount of people who join now.
Yeah, so now you'd like to have the leaders go ahead and send the emails, so there'd be
Right.
less emails in the loop, or whatever you wanna
Right,
call
and
it.
then we also had some, from the old email list where I would send out notifications, they would come back saying that undeliverable and things like that, so she's trying to follow up to find out these people are still living in town and everything else, so. Next time we meet, I'll have that information, and then we'll also have some information from the other group leaders if they're gonna participate in distributions. It may come down to just myself sending out the 3 distributions, and I'm fine with that as long as I know I can get those things out in time.
Okay.
But other than that, it's been pretty quiet. And
Ray, you had something that
Yeah,
related to the
yeah,
neighborhood watch?
Melissa's gonna be reaching out to you shortly, we can actually use this as a test to send out to the rest of the
Oh,
members
awesome.
there.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of ID thefts, but they're kinda unique ones where they're hacking into people's bank accounts. And, we had somebody lose $6,000 or something, this morning they made a report, all right, it was over the weekend, I think. But they get in your bank account and just somehow have access to it, and so we've asked people maybe check your bank when they get their bank statements. A lot of people do electronically now, they don't even look at their bank records anymore, where they used to balance your checkbook and stuff. So at least we'll ask you to take a quick look at your bank statements and make sure there's no transactions that you didn't do. I don't know how I'm assuming they hacked the bank and got your account information through there, and they'll take out like, $1 or something, and if that goes through, then they'll take out the whole account.
Yeah,
This particular one, they transferred money from the person's other account into their checking account and then took all the money. So, if you find it and you make a report to the police department, the bank reimburses you the money, so you're not out anything. But if I bet you it goes a couple months where you didn't check your bank account, then it's gonna become an issue as to how that occurred. So,
that'd be like a false credit card transaction, like you can dispute it.
Exactly.
So the bank will allow you to dispute
Yep.
this inequity if it's proven that it was
Exactly,
illegal.
and I'm sure they can
Within
figure out.
a time limit.
Yeah, I'm sure they can figure out electronically that you didn't actually withdraw the money, that it
Yeah.
had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So they can see what account it went to, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But we don't want to see people get, ripped off just because they didn't check their bank statements. So she'll reach out to you, maybe like so we can use this as a test to kind of get the information forward so people get to see the thing.
Yeah, that actually happened, or they tried to hack into my account a year ago. And I actually, it was funny because I happened to be online and communicating at the bank when it happened. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They caught it right away. So
Yeah.
nothing happened.
No.
And, but they tried a couple of times.
Yeah.
on my account. And it came off of they somehow hacked into Walmart and Hooksett where a purchase was made. And I don't know how they did it, but that's how they
Had
were
your
able to
bank.
try to get it in my account.
It happened to me too at Walmart. They bought like 8 pairs of AirPods by the time I caught it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
they
caught it
somehow-
though, I caught it.
Okay.
anything else, Ray?
Nope, not for the neighborhood watch stuff, nope.
Okay, anything else for Steve? Thank you, Steve. Okay, under old business, so let's update on the cruiser purchase.
Okay.
On the one for 23 or the one for 24?
For both.
Or
So
both?
the good news for both is, one has been approved and paid for. So the gas one, is
That's
already
for
on the lot.
23, that's
Yeah.
last year's money.
Yeah, Calvin's just making arrangements to get it delivered. It's
Okay.
down in Massachusetts somewhere, we just have to get it and, make arrangements, pass the papers and make the thing up. It's
Yeah.
all paid for, and they paid for the whole price of the thing, not just the one payment. So that was pretty good. The town did help us out. It was really good. It worked out pretty well for us. The other one was approved in the budget, so that one we have on order, because it does take a little bit to come in. But not near as long as we expected, so I don't think it's gonna be 6 months to get it. It should be like a month.
Will
or
that be
two.
a hybrid?
That'll be a hybrid.
But the one we just got is all gas?
Yep, so it
Beggars
worked
can't
out,
be choosy.
yeah, worked out the way that, we thought it could, and, everything went pretty well with that.
Yeah, terrific. And the next one is that it on the cruiser, okay?
Yeah, that's it for the
And
cruisers.
review of the 223 year-end budget, do we know where we're?
Yeah,
well,
we're
you
pretty,
took out the cruiser,
we
that
have-
was that's a big one right
Yeah,
there.
we still have quite a bit of money left, so what the story was, the budget wasn't, the payroll wasn't done by us, it was done by the finance,
Yeah.
and they had kind of really overinflated the numbers, I think. We're gonna have to turn it back in, $90,000 or close to it.
Wow, well, that
and
has to be, it's all payroll related, there had to be some.
Yeah, it's all payroll related, and most of it's in retirement. There's a big chunk of it that's in the retirement section, and obviously the full-time officers were missing that officer, even though we replaced quite a few of the shifts, because we had overestimated some of the time. we really never really touched his salary.
Well, I'm anxious to see where it all plays out. So we're gonna know which lines were over heavy.
Yeah, well, we did the numbers ourselves this year, under that the town has this new thing, they want each department to do their own payroll.
Yeah.
So it'll be much tighter next year, this
Yeah.
year coming up.
Yeah.
We should still be fine, in good shape, but basically, the budget didn't change, and we absorbed any increases that were for the union and non-union, personnel. So we stayed the same, so I think we'll be fine.
Now, if we would take out the extra money that was in the payroll money, would we have still had an overage? Or was the overage a direct result of all
The
the
majority
over financed payroll numbers?
That's
why we're over?
That's why we're over.
Okay, for the whole thing, we're over.
Yeah.
Because I know all the other lines for the year, we came out almost, use them all up, if not a little over, so.
Right, some of them were over, which.
So the whole thing, the whole credit for 23, and we used some of the money to buy the cruiser on last year's
Yeah.
money, is all attributable to the payroll cost.
Yeah.
There you go. And then that affects your social security, your share of this,
And all those other
and
lines associated
retirement
with
and
payroll.
everything else that goes
Yep.
with it.
Yep.
So, okay, any other questions for Ray on there, okay? Anything on the new business that we should discuss?
I got something about old business.
Okay.
I did reach out to the town administrator,
Okay.
and set up, we're trying to set up that joint.
Oh, we said maybe we'd reach him in January or February, yeah.
So I did reach out, I was gonna wait until the January 11th budget meeting.
Mhm.
Just a lot of inconsistencies on how the budget kind of went sideways. Meaning, they're not, it seemed like they had the idea of the budget cuts before they even got to the meeting. That's technically illegal. So I didn't know, in this forum, I didn't know what you guys wanted to do or anything like that. Do we just let it be?
Well, I say you just say, let's set a meeting date for February, and let's put them to that.
My plan for the.
That's my idea.
So the town's trying to change around a little bit of how they're dealing with the budget, where we're being told by both the selectmen and the town administrator that they're gonna treat this as a bottom line budget and not punish you for overspending certain lines. If you underspent other lines, they're gonna give each department the flexibility to spend the money how they deem fit. Let the department heads decide themselves, as long as it's obviously within reason. That's why we have a board that oversees that, right? Just like the fire department's overseen by the selectmen. But I don't know if that got communicated effectively to the budget committee, and I think that's what the issue was. That they were upset that some lines were overspent, where that's what we were being told to do. I don't think they got that part of the message, that they weren't told that that's gonna be okay from now on. So maybe that's the talk I can have with them when we start even if it's next year's budget. I mean, the budget went through and we did okay, because we had a lot of facts to back up our stuff. We're able to argue our way through most of the stuff.
Yeah, it's kinda hard to cut down, I mean, I'm surprised they cut you down on fuel, but.
Right.
I know gas is cheaper right now, but who knows where it could be in 3 months.
Exactly. But I think if we have a more candid talk within the first budget meeting we have next year and just throw that right out there, say, hey, listen, we're being told this. If that's not what you're being told, let's not talk about it.
But I've always been told it's a bottom line budget, I've always been told that. I mean, you
Yes,
got
yes
1
and
million,
no.
whatever, you can spend up to there, I mean, if you're under in one line, you can spend over in another line. I mean,
Yeah.
justifiable,
Yeah, but historically in Auburn, the budget committees really wanted you to stay in your line.
in your line. And I think you have, I think all the budgets I've overseen in the
Right.
last 11,
But
12 years.
now we're being told by the selectmen that that's okay not to do that.
Oh.
To range out, if you have an opportunity to save next year's tax rate by buying stuff ahead of time or buying equipment, that you're gonna have to increase the taxes with to use your existing funds. We just gotta make sure.
But which we just did now.
We did.
We took $50,000 off our
Right.
24 budget and used other money, 23,
Right.
to buy that cruiser, and that gives us 50,000 less expense this year.
Right, that money would have gone back to the general fund.
Oh, would have gone back, yeah.
Which doesn't go back to the taxpayers, they just hold it in the reserves.
Right.
And they would have taxed the people for the money for that car. So, right, we did actually reduce the taxes by using that money
Correct.
to buy a vehicle this year.
And we
because weren't gonna
reduced
give
our
it back-
budget,
back to them.
And we were able to reduce our budget from needing 2 cruisers
Right.
to 24 to 1.
Right, so if we continue to do that, but like I said, I think we just need to have the
Yeah.
budget committee a little bit on board.
Sure. All right. So what do you say? You want to send him a letter, or what do you want to do?
No, I don't think anything. It's good to know that information.
Yeah.
That's actually really good to know. I think there was a lot of miscommunication. 'Cause
I think so.
It seemed like they just came up with the budget cuts, like, without a forum.
Right,
And then they just brought it in, they said, yep, we're good, and it just seemed a little a little weird.
Right, I think so. I agree.
All right, so, by our next meeting, we should have an idea. You're gonna send something out in the next couple of weeks?
Yes, yeah, I already.
So by our next meeting, first Tuesday in February, hopefully we've got a date
Yep.
that we can meet with them, and that'd be the library commissioners, the
Yep.
police commissioners, and the selectmen.
Yeah.
Be a complete 9-member board meeting
Right,
to discuss the payroll study that we did.
Yep,
Right.
pay wage study, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Anything else for anybody before I'll make a motion to adjourn? Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn at 7:20.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Lil, here's your 2 copies, right here.